The stadium was buzzing with excitement, and the air was thick with the breath of 70,000 Swift fans. In a custom Versace dress, Taylor Swift stood on stage like a queen, lit up and sparkling. But under the bright smile, jitters were fluttering like butterflies. Tonight wasn't just a show, it was a love message. An NFL star named Travis Kelce has been Taylor's secret boyfriend for 2 years. He watched from the VIP box, his heart beating in time with the bass. The first notes of Love Story filled the arena, and then a spotlight shone on Travis, making everyone gasp. He came down the stairs with a silk box in his hand, and there was silence. Taylor's breath caught, and her tears made it hard to see the faces in the crowd. When the song was over, there was a sudden void, and Travis's words echoed through the stadium. "Taylor Allison Swift," he started, his voice full of feeling, "you're the tune to my heart and the words to my life. Is it possible for you to make me happy and marry me?" The only sound that broke the silence were the soft sobs of fans who were upset. Taylor could only nod, tears running down her face. As Travis put the ring on her finger, the stadium went wild with loud cheers. The oval diamond sparkled beautifully in the stage lights. While everyone was congratulating each other backstage, a special event took place. Taylor Swift's dad, Scott Swift, caught his daughter and future son-in-law in a tight hug. "Travis," he said in a rough but loving voice, "I've seen you love and care for my daughter in a way that makes my heart swell with pride. It makes me so happy and blessed to have you join our family." Travis thanked him, his eyes shining, and his words full of thanks. As Taylor lay between the two most important men in her life, she felt a wave of pure happiness wash over her. For her, this was the fairy tale she had sung about and the love story she had dreamed of. The people she loved the most had blessed and welcomed it. The engagement made newspapers and social media go crazy with news of it. Even with all the celebrations going on around the world, the most treasured memory was still the quiet moment backstage, when the couple exchanged tears of love and thanks, making their marriage stronger and more likely to last a lifetime. The soft glow of the setting sun turned the sky orange and pink, making the Swift family home in Reading, Pennsylvania, feel very romantic. Inside the huge mansion, the famous pop star Taylor Swift stood in front of a floor-to-ceiling mirror. Her eyes were sparkling with a mix of nervous joy and anticipation. Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Chiefs' charming tight end, was her boyfriend. Tonight was the night she had long dreamed of. She would ask him to marry her. A knock on the door woke her up from her thoughts. It was her dad, Scott Swift, and he had a soft smile on his face. When he walked into the room, his eyes went to his beautiful daughter, who was wearing a long white dress. "You look so beautiful, my sweetheart," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "Just like your mother on our wedding day." Taylor turned around to face him, tears in her eyes. She whispered, "Oh, Daddy," and hugged him tight. "I'm really scared. What if he says no?" Scott gave her a soft laugh and stroked her hair. "Please tell me that Taylor Allison Swift is not crazy. That boy loves you more than anything else. It would be silly for him to say no." He kept his arms around her and looked into her eyes. "But I need to ask you something, honey. Are you sure about this? Getting married is a big step." Taylor nodded, and her voice stayed steady. "Daddy, I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Travis is my true love and best friend. I could never see myself being with anyone else for the rest of my life." Scott smiled, and a tear ran down his face. "Okay, then I bless you, my dear. Go make your grandfather proud." He took a step back and kissed her on the forehead. His eyes were shining with pride. Her heart was beating fast as Taylor took a deep breath. It was time. Her steps could be heard in the big foyer as she went downstairs. As she walked into the living room, Travis was already there with her favorite flower bouquet in his hand. When she walked in, he looked up, and his eyes got really big. As he breathed out, "Taylor, you look absolutely stunning." Her heart was beating fast as she blushed. He led her to the middle of the room by taking her hand. "Travis," she said first, her voice a little shaky. "I have something important to ask you." She got down on one knee and looked right into his eyes. "Travis Kelce, will you do me the incredible honor of becoming my husband?" Travis looked down at her with tears in his eyes, and time seemed to stop. It was hard for him to speak as he kneeled next to her. "Yes, Taylor," he said in a whisper. "Yes, 1,000 times over." He took her in his arms and kissed her passionately. They stayed in each other's arms, their hearts full of happiness. At a party that night with family and friends to celebrate their proposal, Taylor found herself back in her dad's arms. She whispered, "Thank you, Daddy," but her voice was filled with tears. "For everything." Scott hugged her close, and love and happiness filled his heart. The best thing a father could ask for was to know that his daughter had found her happily ever after. The soft glow of the setting sun turned the sky orange and pink and cast a warm light over the Reading, Pennsylvania, home of the Swift family. The air inside was filled with excitement as Taylor Swift, the famous singer from around the world, got ready for a very important event. The delicate lace of her ivory gown, which was made just for her by Vera Wang, made her heart race with jitters and excitement. Scott Swift, her father, stood by the fireplace in the grand living room downstairs. His eyes were filled with love and pride. He held a small silk box that had been passed down through the generations in his family. It had a simple, but beautiful pearl necklace inside. Every Swift bride had worn this necklace on her wedding day as a sign of purity and love. Taylor looked down the grand stairs and saw her father's eyes. She felt a wave of emotion wash over her. He looked at her with love and support, and he always believed she would be happy. As she got to the bottom of the stairs, tears started to form in her eyes. Her father stepped forward to greet her. With tears in his eyes, he took her hand and said, "Taylor, my dearest daughter, I have seen you grow into an amazing woman, a force of nature, a beacon of light. And today, as you start this new journey with Travis, my heart is filled with happiness. I'm sure he will love and look out for you, just like I have." Now Taylor's eyes were filled with tears as she thought about how much she loved her dad, no matter what. She knew that her relationship with the charming NFL star Travis Kelce was not the norm, but it was also real and full of fire. They found comfort and strength in each other, and their love story shows how life can take surprising turns. When Scott Swift opened the satin box, the necklace of pearls fell out. Its shine caught the light. He carefully put it around Taylor's neck, and his hands were shaking a little from emotion. "This necklace is a sign of love and loyalty that has been passed down through our family for generations. May it bring you and Travis happiness and gifts for all time." Taylor hugged her dad, and as they held each other close, their tears mixed. At that time, she knew that her father approved of her plans to marry Travis and would always support them. She felt like the weight of the world was taken off her shoulders, and she felt peace and joy instead. Taylor's eyes were sparkling with happiness as they said goodbye. She was sure that her wedding day would be full of love, laughter, and moments that she would never forget. She knew that their love story would be remembered for a long time, showing how important it is to follow your heart no matter where it leads you. Travis was waiting for her at the end of the hallway.